Okay, so this is where it's going to get kind of tough. So we ended our last video, just talking about consistency, but I didn't go deep. Let me tell you what consistency really involves. So consistency is really about your character. It's really about deciding who you are. It's kind of like you thinking about what you would like to accomplish and acting in alignment or in accordance. And I know you've heard me say this before, but let's take a deeper step into it. Every morning when I wake up, one thing that can make my day or break my day is stepping into character. And I'll tell you what that means. I need to set an intention for my day. I need to set the intention of how I'm going to carry about myself. Because when we wake up, it's like we have a blank slate. And many times it's tempting to just wake up and just, get into action. You brush your teeth, you shower, you eat breakfast, it's kind of like, you just start going. Those days for me never turn out well. The days that turn out the best is where I set the intention to be my best, or I set the intention to really follow through with the things that I said I'm going to follow through with. Or even deeper, being the person that I said I was going to be. That's where consistency comes from. Consistency comes from you understanding your intentions and acting in alignment with who you say you want to be, not whoever you feel like today. That's the difference. So I want you to ask yourself, what's the intention that you are setting every day to show up in a specific way? What's that like? What's that intention like? What is that person like? What do you feel like when you are accomplishing your goals? How do you act? How do you behave? And a lot of times we are fearful of the fact that we're not able to keep that up. So for me, I do deal with that fear as well. But I have to wake up at least 5 minutes earlier so I can write down my intention for the day. And I can also write down the actions that it will take to be successful at reaching those intentions. So I want you to think about someone that you really admire or respect or revere. And I want you to think about if they show up once in a while or every blue moon. And this is possible if you've reached the level of guru, if everyone knows you, if, everyone trusts you, like people love you and adore you, you can definitely show up whenever you feel like. But the people that you are looking at that are building consistently, that are moving forward, that are taking action day to day, they are on your minds because you see them consistently. That's really all it comes down to. So now you have to be real with yourself and have a real moment with yourself and ask yourself, am I willing to commit to that kind of consistency in order to lead my tribe? Or in order to have people that are willing to look at me as a leader in my industry. That's where consistency really comes from you wanting it bad enough so that you are willing to do all that it takes in order to get to that level or become that person. And I'm here to tell you it is very possible. As we move forward, I'll share how it's possible and what types of things you can tap into in order to make sure that you are moving forward consistently. But today I want you to think about where you would like to be and what action it's going to take to get there. So when we're thinking about business and we're thinking about building a reputable brand in the online space, we want to really focus on consistency because that momentum of people seeing you over and over, ingesting your content over and over, seeing you as the go-to person over and over, it's what's going to make or break your business. And so that's where we get to decide what side of the fence we are going to actually stand on. Am I going to stand on the side where I'm building and crafting and creating? I always say, every time I get on camera, I make money. And it's so true. So I'm always thinking about the fact that I am adding value to my brand. I'm adding value to my business. I'm adding value to my audience. I'm giving value to them. And creating video content is what really helps me to stay connected and to keep giving that value and keep building that value in what I am building. People believe in consistent people. They believe deeply in consistency, and they need to see you showing up consistently. And really doing that with video content is what's going to create that momentum in your business, or what's going to create that lack of momentum where people just see you sporadically and they know for sure they can't take you seriously enough to seek you out, find you, pay you, and all that jazz. So you get to choose today. You get to choose the side of the fence that you stand on. Are you going to be consistent? Are you going to build momentum? Are you going to add real and true value to your brand? Are you going to think bigger? Are you going to act bigger? Are you going to work towards bigger things? Or are you going to today decide, hey, I'm okay with where I am, which is totally fine, and I just want to do this that I'm doing right now? You get to decide. So before we leave, I want you to think about that person that you are aspiring to be and that bigger picture that you're working towards. And I want you to write down 3 things that you know for sure that you should be more consistent at in order to get to that place. And I want you to commit to that consistency. You already know the answers. You have the answers inside of you. You know what you should be doing innately. It's not taking me to tell you what you're doing. You're getting those answers right now as you listen and as you write and as you take the time to execute. I know you're getting those answers, and I want you to write those answers down and write down that I am committing to be more consistent at thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3.